know Jerry's got a whole lot of stars to pay. Dak might get CeeDee Lamb, who's not backing down. Lamb continues his holdout as he looks for a new contract that could make him one of the NFL's highest-paid receivers.
Figure out their differences and get CeeDee Lamb back into camp before the regular season begins. Doesn't seem to be a long-term concern, but it's never pleasant when you're a star wide receiver and top offensive weapon.
At the end of the day, me and CeeDee and all of us, we kind of know what it is. CeeDee's a part of his brotherhood, what he likes and not. He knows he's not going nowhere.
Welcome back to Sports Center.
The business side, they're going to take care of it.
Dallas dilemma where Dak
obviously we miss him. I mean, he's one of the best people we can have in the locker room.
Dak isn't too concerned,
I'm pretty sure he'll be here soon. No doubt about it. Week 1, he will be suiting up.
Conversations are going. I will say that. Call it negotiations, whatever conversations. A lot of good things are going on there. I said anytime I feel like I've talked about it, I've got confidence in my guys. These guys getting something done. I'm not too much of a hoping guy. Any which way you put it. If it happens, it happens. Honestly, it's the business. Whether those contracts are going good, as I said, the conversations. I'm happy where I am right now, and that's really all my focus is. And Dre being a Cowboy, 1,000%. This is a business, so conversations are going well. I'm not putting that much thought in. Hoping it gets done now, hoping it gets done in a couple of weeks during the season or whenever it happens. I just know conversations are on the way.
In the water.
I mean, I can never keep track of you, man. I mean, it's just wild.
What can you tell us about the latest contract talks between Dak and the Dallas Cowboys?
I do. See what I'm saying?
Well, Jay, you heard Dak say that conversations are going the right way. It's still a difficult deal to get done, and Dallas would have to be very aggressive. And I think Dak would have to be conciliatory in the idea of getting a deal done with the Cowboys, knowing that he could become a free agent after the season with more leverage, more power than any NFL player ever has had. A quarterback in the prime of his career who cannot be tagged, who cannot be prevented from staying in Dallas. So it's a situation where he's got so much power that for him to do a deal, either Dallas is going to have to come really strong or he's going to have to give them something of a discount, because there's no way that Dallas could meet the actual price that Dak would get on the open market next offseason. So the fact that he says talks are going in the right way is a positive sign, but this is still a challenging deal to get done on both fronts.
All right,
I agree with Lewis. I agree with L. But I think that there's an important thing to bring up here. When we talk about Jerry Jones, my buddy, I reached out to the Dallas Cowboys requesting a one-on-one interview with Jerry Jones. Don't know if I'll get it. I hope I will. Because I'm not joking. I have fun trolling Dallas Cowboy fans just like they have fun with me, although I've won for 29 straight years and counting. We know I get the better of them every year, every single year. They're the gift that keeps on giving. But when you throw trolling aside and all the fun stuff aside, Jerry Jones has a serious problem. And I'm anxious to talk to him about this. I'm looking at CeeDee Lamb here. Market value at about $34 million annual salary. Market value is 4 years, $136.1 million. That's what they say right now. Okay, we look at the depth chart of the Dallas Cowboys. Outside of Brandon Cooks at your number 2 wide receiver slot. The only thing notable about the Dallas Cowboys receivers is that 3 of them are named Jalen. That's about it. Jalen Tolbert, Jalen Brooks, Jalen Moreno Cropper. Okay, didn't even know he was on the squad. He's yet to play in the NFL. Brooks had 6 catches as a rookie last year. Tolbert had 24 catches in the last 2 years. That's what you're giving Dak Prescott to work with. Yeah, you went and got Ezekiel Elliott, who ain't what he used to be. That's a bell cow that obviously only had 7 rushing touchdowns in the red zone last year. So you're thinking you're going to improve upon that because you're going to be able to hand him the ball in short yardage situations in the red zone area. But how are you going to get to the red zone area? What you going to do if you don't have a CeeDee Lamb out there and you're going to put Brandon Cooks under that kind of spotlight? So knowing this is your reality, why would you do this if you're Jerry Jones? Why are you a franchise that's worth $10 billion, but you're on the books as a team that this offseason has spent less than any other team in the National Football League by approximately a $30 million margin? Why are you doing this? And it harkens me back, and it's something that we'll touch on later on in the show. But Louis Riddick, while you're here, I wanted to bring this up. One of the most memorable scenes that I've seen as a reporter throughout the years was when I watched Emmitt Smith back in 1992, 1993. They had just won the Super Bowl. He was leading rusher in the National Football League. They were the reigning defending Super Bowl champions. And Jerry Jones forced him to hold out. wouldn't budge. And it was only, Doggy, you remember this, it was only after Jimmy Johnson, then the coach at the time, came in after an 0-2 start, looked at the media and went like this, and didn't even say anything, that Jerry Jones went and signed Emmitt Smith. I talked to Emmitt Smith about this years ago. I have, to this day, never seen anybody that had received a record contract, Doggy, Lewis L. I had never seen anybody that received a record contract and in any sport looked that furious. In the press conference, go back and watch the footage. He had fury on his face. Where was the fury coming from? It was earned. It wasn't given. I'm the best rusher in football. We're the reigning Super Bowl champions. Our success is predicated on our running game, even though we got Michael Irvin and even though we got Troy Aikman. You know what this is about, and you're forcing me to do this. Why do I bring something like that up? Years later, you know who didn't have to experience that? Hey, Louis Riddick, could you educate me? Did Tony Romo have to deal with that? See, Dak Prescott did. Mm-hmm. You see, CeeDee Lamb has to. Micah Parsons might have to. You understand? But somehow, some way, Tony Romo, outstanding football analyst for CBS, pretty damn good as a pro quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys, but he had no Super Bowl championships. He had no appearances in the NFC Championship game. He didn't win anything come postseason, but you made sure to give him his bag. But Dak got to wait, and CeeDee Lamb got to wait, and everybody else got to wait. Why, Jerry? Why? At some point in time, we're going to have to ask these questions. And if I see them, whether it's on the record in front of the camera or off the record, I'm going to ask that man, why? CeeDee Lamb, 135 receptions, 1,700 plus yards. I'm looking at some of these numbers here. Last 2 seasons, #1 in receptions with 242, #2 in receiving yards with 3,108, #2 in touchdowns behind Devontae Adams with 21. And this brother has to go through this? Why? At some point in time, we got to look at that, Doggy. We can't just look at the system. We can't just look at the players. We got to look at the fact that according to your rules and regulations, this is what it takes to be elite. Mm-hmm. I'm elite, and I'm still going through BS with you. Why? That is the point that Jerry Jones has to be confronted by. We know you're going to take care of it. We know you're going to take care of it. Why you got to do that? What you doing that to him for? That's the issue.
Diggs got paid a fortune, did he not? Yes, he did. The defensive back. And then
No, I'm talking about the holdout prior to. I'm not saying he didn't get paid, Doggy. I'm talking about the holdout prior to getting paid.
This is an easy.
I want to have the confidence that Dak Prescott has as I walk through my daily coveys and goings, because he also said that he doesn't care whether it gets done now or later, whenever. And part of that I also agree with, particularly with Dak Prescott, because you'll remember the last time the Cowboys negotiated a long-term deal with him, and Breeshaw used to talk about this all the time on the podcast, they waited so long, Jerry Jones and company did, that Dak probably ended up earning an extra $3 or $4 million a year because all the other quarterbacks before him got those big deals. So I think Dak understands that he's going to get $50 million plus. It's just a matter of when. The other issue, and we'll talk about this shortly, CeeDee Lamb and Micah Parsons are also on that team. They also want to get paid big money contracts. So there may not be enough money to go around for all three, although you imagine the Cowboys are going to try to find a way to do it.
You know, Wilson, whatever the Cowboys end up paying Dak Prescott to play quarterback, they need to tack on a few extra dollars to pay him for being their PR person, because he has been their best PR person over the past month. You look at what happened with some other quarterback situations around the NFL going to training camp. Jordan Love held in, didn't practice till he got a new deal. Tua Tagovailoa, same thing, didn't practice till he got a new deal. Could you imagine if Dak Prescott had done that and he would have been fully within his rights to do that? That would have been the headline everywhere for the past 3 weeks, if the Dak Prescott's holding out or Dak Prescott's holding in. No, he showed up. He knew he hasn't gotten his contract from Jerry Jones. He's out there practicing every day, and he's saying smart things like he just said that, hey, look, we're close. I'm not going to cause any drama. That's what you want out of your star quarterback. So he's not throwing his owner under the bus. He seems completely content, and it does feel like he's fine with however this plays out. If it ends up with him getting an extension in Dallas, fine. If he gets $60 million a year in free agency next March, he's fine. So Dak seems like a happy camper.
So as you mentioned, he's not creating any drama, unlike his teammate CeeDee Lamb, who's really held out of everything when it comes to this offseason. You also mentioned Micah Parsons. How do we foresee these situations playing out, Ryan?
I think they're all going to get paid. I think they're all going to stay in Dallas. But let's assume that they all get paid pretty much top dollar. That's going to be about $110 to $115 million of a salary cap that's currently at $255 million, which is about 45-ish% going to 3 players. So those 3 players better be out of this world. And they are. But CeeDee Lamb, the wide receiver, apparently, according to Stephen Jones, wants to be the highest paid non-quarterback, which means he's getting north of Justin Jefferson money, which is $35 million. That's great. And Joe Corey wrote about this on CBSSports.com, and it's a great read. But the issue is that Micah Parsons, he may then want to be the highest non-paid quarterback after CeeDee Lamb, which was what Nick Bosa was before Justin Jefferson happened. A lot of moving parts here. So then the dollar amounts continue to climb, and that's just a huge concern. And again, you wonder why Jerry Jones drags his feet on signing his best players. Just get it done and move on. So there's going to be a lot of drama over the next few weeks and perhaps even months. But Micah Parsons said that he is absolutely certain that CeeDee Lamb will be there for week 1 of the regular season. So we have to wait and see if that plays out. But that's where we currently find ourselves.
Yeah, and the Jerry Jones strategy for getting his players signed, it does not make any sense. When he said he was going all in on 2024, apparently he meant he was going all in on not playing his best players, because that is what's happening. And you look at, if they could have gotten CeeDee Lamb under contract in March, they wouldn't even have to worry about the Justin Jefferson deal. But now that's staring down your throat. You have Justin Jefferson, who got a contract that's paying $35 million per year. So now CeeDee Lamb and his agent could just point to that and say, all right, well, we want something close to that. And the Cowboys can't really counter with anything because CeeDee Lamb, that's the market rate right now. That's what you have to give him. So it seems like this will end with him getting a contract for $33 million a year, $34 million a year, something in that neighborhood. But it just seems crazy that the Cowboys are dragging their feet because you need CeeDee.
Chào mừng các bạn đã quay trở lại với kênh YouTube của mình. Trong video ngày hôm nay, mình sẽ tiếp tục tạo ra những sản phẩm thật là đẹp và tuyệt vời để gửi tặng đến các bạn. Nhưng mình có một yêu cầu nho nhỏ thế này, mình mong rằng các bạn hãy ấn like và đăng ký kênh khi xem video của mình. Cũng coi như là để ủng hộ mình, để mình tiếp tục lấy động lực ra video. Mình cảm ơn các bạn rất là nhiều.
Sẽ đi vào chi tiết tò mò nha các bạn. Không biết mình đang bạn hay có thắc mắc gì đi đeo hiểu. Mẹ, cái hôm anh Kiên đã bảo là cái vấn đề về chơi game rồi, thì cái hôm mà em chơi đây ông này cứ bảo là chơi đi không làm sao đâu, anh Kiên không làm gì đâu, và anh là good. Rồi hôm mà anh Kiên bảo là kiểu nhắc về vấn đề về chơi game á, kiểu như là kiểu đang trong giờ làm mà vẫn ngây ngây cứ. Thế mà cái hôm người ta chơi đây, anh Kiên và người ta tắt đi lại bảo là chơi đi, chả hiểu cái gì. Anh Kiên lại tóm cỏ. Anh Quyết
không làm thì nhắn cái điện thoại với tôi, điện thoại mình ra mình nghịch nặng cái điện thoại do tiền chúng tôi.
Vừa nói xong. Thế nên mà cái hôm mà em không tắt kịp thì cái mà anh quyết tóm cỏ. Lại gọi.
Nó ti nó tô mò ra nó thấy cái mình gì đâu. Đúng.
Nhưng mà anh kia đang ngứa mắt là kiểu như là mình chơi như này mà sao trong video nó không cử động tay nữa. Đấy, anh kia đang tức cái đây đấy. Xem lại có chơi đâu. Xem mà. Thôi xem gái vừa thôi. Đấy alo đấy.
Mẹ lưu số em đi.
Lưu vào.
Lưu có số bạn lưu.
Chứ bảo lưu số em đi.
Nó đấy bạn nhạc nó thứ.
Thằng kia là giò, mình cứ tưởng là tên biệt danh nó giò, hóa ra tên giò thật.
Giò mà
Giò. Thằng đấy nó làm ít như thằng đấy nó chỉ làm đến 5 giờ em 5 rưỡi nó vẻ rồi.
thằng nào?
Thằng giò đó.
Nó làm cái mẹ nó cũng ít tiền vì cái này. Bây giờ nó tiếp tục tôi nói.
Công đấy, như vậy video của mình là kết thúc các bạn.